Okay, so today is July 2nd, 2021, and we are in class number 6, and this is we're going to finish the Arabic parts, and we're going to go over the planets part 2. So the Arabic parts is in a worksheet that I sent you, but I can also paste it in the chat.
Okay.
So let me pull that up.
Which was it? The not last week, but the week before?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Scrolling through my emails.
Sorry, I'm trying to find them. Where is it?
Oh no, you're good. I'm looking through my email to see if I can find it too.
Okay, so this is that worksheet I sent you. I can, let's see, how do I do this? Drop this in the chat somehow. My computer is
Having a hard time.
okay, so it just restarted.
Okay.
Come on. And then I'm going to pull up, try again to pull up this worksheet. We'll get it. We're going to do some math today.
Yay.
Okay, let me know if you got it.
This was last.
But I sent it in the chat.
Okay. I have the chat open, but there's nothing in it.
No?
Don't. Yeah, I have the chat open, but there's nothing.
Are you able to, from the, I think it's Arabic points, Okay, let me just try to re-email it to you.
I don't see it in any emails. I went through back all of them just now, and I don't know if I have an email from you that I'm missing. Like,
Mm.
maybe.
Yeah, my computer, everything I do takes like an hour to load now, so I have to look at that.
Dang it! What the heck?
All right. So I'm going to send you this through email right now. As soon as I attach this, I'll read the points. Come on. Why?
Why we are not supposed to be having these problems anymore?
Almost there. We can do this.
Yay!
I'm sending you two things. One is the instructions of the class on how to do Arabic points, and one is your chart with all of the Arabic points. So let me know when you get that.
My email open here.
It looks like this.
I think I got it.
All right, so let me know when you got it pulled up.
Got it.
Okay, cool. So Arabic points or Arabic points or parts has to do with Hellenistic astrology. And Hellenistic astrology is the astrology they used in ancient Egypt. So Arabic points is very old. There are a lot of astrologers that don't even have a clue that this exists, or they just don't use it. But basically, it uses a 3-point system where there's 3 different celestial bodies that we're doing math with, and we're using those 3 celestial bodies then to determine a hypothetical point. And these points have to do with gifts or talents or hardships, but through the math of using the 360-degree wheel, we can figure out these points for more awareness about ourselves. So the first point we're going to use, we're going to do this math together to make sure that you understand. We're going to do the part of astrology. So one of the charts I sent you, which I'll share, we can look at it together, is I added all of your points in the Solar Fire version. And I was excited because I never used Arabic parts in Solar Fire yet, so I got to figure that out.
Oh, that's cool.
And I added every single point that they have. So in Astro.com, you can only use the part of fortune.
Okay.
Let's see your part of fortune. Part of faith. So there's lots of fun things. There's part of fortune, which is just a P. They don't really have fun glyphs yet because this is apparently an older version of Solar Fire. But instead of like a cool symbol, they just have P.
Okay.
Nothing special. But so again, part of fortune for you is 21 degrees in Scorpio, 10 minutes. Can you see that okay?
Yep.
So this is the only Arabic point they use in Astro.com. So and I'm going to teach you how to figure out the math so you're not dependent on a computer.
Okay.
So you have part of fortune day or part of fortune night, means that
Yeah.
it's in the day part of your chart, the upper hemisphere, or the night is the lower part of your chart. So
Okay.
it's just one P.
Oh my gosh, it's like in the cluster.
Yeah,
There's
it's
so
hard.
much happening down there.
It's hard to see. There's a lot. All right, so you have part of commerce, part of love, part of passion, part of increase, part of fatality, part of catastrophe, part of treachery, part of organization, part of life, part of understanding, part of sons, daughters, sickness, bondage, marriage, discord, all these other things. When they're in certain constellations in certain houses, it means that particular subject is related to that energy. So, for example, your part of love is in 15 degrees Leo. So that could mean how you love is very Leo-like, or it could mean that you deeply love anyone who has a planet in 15 degrees Leo. So it's up for you to translate. There's lots of information on YouTube about it. Again, it's related to Hellenistic astrology. It was used thousands of years ago. You have part of death and 28 degrees Aries. That means you're not going to die from an Aries, but it could mean you have a death could mean a transformation, like you die from paying attention to the self, because Aries is the self. Like you can have, like, the more you dive deeper into yourself, the more transformations you can have. So these could be literal or they could not. So it's your way of interpreting them. Part of marriage, you have 11 degrees of Cancer. So you can also look at these in other people's charts, like your own husband. You can see, well, what does he have in 11 degrees of Cancer? Or you could see, this is how you love in a marriage. You're very Cancerian-like. You like house and home, you like comforts, you like to show your love and having a secure home, things like that. So they're interesting to see when someone has problems, certain areas, like maybe someone has a hard time making friends. You can look at their part of friends. Theirs is in 28 degrees of Capricorn. So you can really feel a deep friendship with Capricorns, or you can feel like you're like a Capricorn with your friends, meaning you're stable and grounded. You're always there for them. You can see like different styles of what people are going through by looking at these parts, these Arabic parts. So weird, because there's no part of astrology in this. But
is there usually?
No.
Okay.
It was just the one I learned in my astrology school was to see what kind of astrologer you will be like. So that's the example he gave us to do the math on. So I'm going to teach you how to do the math.
Okay, so that we can find out that for me.
Yes.
Cool.
So let's switch to the little worksheet here. Oops. There it is. Okay, so I just noticed this worksheet looks kind of crooked.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that what you're sharing? Because right now I see your email, but I have the thing pulled up on my other screen too. So.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be the Arabic parts sheet. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okay, so notice there is 360 degrees around the wheel. That's the math we're doing. So Aries is 0 to 360 degrees. Taurus is 30 degrees. Gemini equals 60 degrees. Cancer 90, Leo 120, and so on. So it goes into increments of 30 degrees.
Okay.
So to find your part of astrology, it's your ascendant. You find the degree, you find the degree of your Uranus, you add those together, and then you minus the degree of your Mercury. Let me look at this. This is a little sheet, a couple sheets down, where this is how you find different things. So to find your accord and harmony, you do your ascendant plus Mercury minus Venus. So you're looking at the degrees for all of them. Your ancestral heritage would be a fun one. You could do your ascendant plus moon minus 8 degrees. An assassination and loss, bankruptcy, benevolence. A lot of these are not on the chart of your Solar Fire version. I don't have this on Solar Fire. Like cooperation, I don't have. It even says death of parents.
I just went to that one before you said it.
I was like, whoa, that's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a cheat sheet to find how you go about finding the answers. There's a lot of them. Soul, gossip, guidance, imprisonment, inheritance, real estate. There's a lot. So I encourage you to, after you learn the formula, play with it. Okay, so let's start with your part of astrology. So in your birth chart, you have your birth chart pulled up.
Yeah. 8 degrees Leo is my ascendant, I think.
Okay, and you also want the see right here it says 7. That's the minute. You also want to write down the minute.
Okay. Leo, and is it that first number? Because on the ascendant it says 4348. Because I just have it at the bottom in like the aspects area, or like, you know.
Yeah.
AC.
Yeah. Let me pull yours up from Solar Fire so we're looking at the same thing. Come on, computer. Work with me today.
Yeah, they all have 2 numbers after it, so it's probably just the first number.
Yeah, let me bring it up so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the minute, and it's usually the minute and then the seconds behind it.
Okay. So then just get the minutes and don't worry about the second.
Yeah. You want to round up the minute.
You do.
So yours, so yours is 8 degrees, 43 minutes, 48 seconds. So then you would say, since it's above 30 seconds, you want to round it up. So you would say like 44 minutes. And if it's below 30 seconds, you just leave it.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to put down, 8 degrees, Leo, 43 minutes. Okay. So now that I have your chart, you want to write down then your Uranus,
Okay.
which your Uranus is 21 degrees Sagittarius, because you want to write down the zodiac sign too.
Right.
So your ascendant 8 degrees Leo, and then Uranus is 21 degrees of Sag, 45 minutes.
But then it's 33, so we round it up.
Let me see. Honestly, the minute doesn't matter because we're using the degrees.
Okay.
Like, don't worry about the seconds.
Okay. Cool.
Just leave it at 45 minutes. So yeah, 21 degrees Sag, 45 minutes, and now we're gonna look for your Mercury. So your Mercury is 12 degrees of Pisces, 12 minutes. 12.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go back to the worksheet. Okay. So it's essentially setting up like, can you see this okay? The sheet?
Yep.
Okay. So it's going to be set up like that is you wrote down all three of these, you have the info. Wrong one. Okay. So it's like that. So then you're going to see that your ascendant connects with 120 degrees because Leo is automatically 120 degrees around the constellation, around the zodiac wheel. So you're going to take your 8 degrees and you're going to add 120 degrees just by default of it being Leo.
Okay.
So then now that makes it at 128 degrees, 44 minutes.
Okay.
So then now you look at your Uranus, and your Uranus is in Sagittarius. So then you look at this and you go, oh, Sagittarius is 240 degrees on the zodiac wheel. So you're going to take the 240 degrees and add the 21 degrees, which makes it 261 degrees, 45 minutes. Got that so far?
Yep.
So now you're going to add the ascendant and Uranus together. So you're adding the ascendant, which is 128 degrees, 44 minutes. And you're going to add the Uranus 261 degrees, 45 minutes. And that's what he did over here. So my teacher had 23 degrees Scorpio. So then he added Scorpio, which is 210. So 23 plus 210, you can see over here is 233, 7 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then he took his Uranus, which is 8 degrees in Virgo, and he added Virgo, which is 150. So that'd be 158. So he added these two together and he got 391 degrees, 54 minutes. So what do you get when you add your 128 plus 261 degrees?
389.
Yes. So you got 389 degrees, 89 minutes when you add them all together.
Yep.
So now that you have that, you're going to minus your Mercury now, because this is the formula up here.
Right.
For how to find your astrology. So now you're going to take your Mercury, which is 12 degrees of Pisces, and you're going to look at Pisces and you're, oh, Pisces is 330 degrees. So you're going to add 330 plus the 12 degrees. And that should make 342 degrees, 12 minutes.
Yep. And then we subtract those.
Yes. So let me know what you got when you subtract 389 from 3, but you're subtracting the minutes also. So you're subtracting the 389 degrees, 89 minutes, minus the 342 degrees, 12 minutes.
So 47 and 77?
Yes. So now you have 47 degrees, 77 minutes. And now you're going to look at, since that's your answer, what zodiac degree does that fall on in this little chart according to this? So notice how 47 degrees is in between these two, Taurus and Gemini, right?
Yeah.
So now you're going to look on the wheel exactly what 47 degrees is for you. So you're going to go to Taurus, which is 30 degrees. It starts at 30. And you're going to count until you get to the 47. So 30 plus 10, we're at 40 degrees. And now we're going to add another 5. We're at 15 degrees. And we're going to add another 2. Bam. So it's going to be 17 degrees. It's kind of hard to see this. It's like right here for you. So for you in the part of your chart
Okay.
that's 17 degrees of Taurus, 77 minutes is your part of astrology. So after you wrote that down, then you go back to your chart and you look at your natal chart. Can you see this?
I still see not my chart, the chart we were working on.
Okay. Still figuring out the Zoom thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're going to look at your chart of where 17 degrees of Taurus is. So 17 degrees for you. Let's see. Little hash marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's about right here, where your part of astrology is.
Right.
So then you look at, okay, it's in the 10th house. So the type of astrologer you would be is a mixture of the 10th house and Taurus. So it's your job to meditate on, well, what kind of astrologer would that be? Taurus is ruled by Venus. The 10th house is Saturn and Capricorn. The 10th house is careers. It's how other people perceive you. It's like you on stage is the 10th house. And notice if it's all the points when you do the math of if it's conjunct a planet, if it's like opposing something. So if your Pars Fortune is where this arrow is, notice if there's any 17 degrees opposing it, which there's not a direct opposition, but it's opposing Scorpio. So these are all things to take into account as look at the aspects, look at the house it's in, look at the constellation it's in. Notice that it's conjunct Uranus, transiting Uranus right now. So it's interesting that Uranus is the sky god. It rules over astrology. It's your ruling planet as an Aquarian. So it's conjunct your Pars Fortune, or sorry, not your Pars Fortune, your part of astrology. So Uranus is highlighting what kind of astrologer you are right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what comes to mind with your part of astrology in Taurus in the 10th house? What type of astrologer do you think that is?
I mean, the first word that like popped into my head after thinking about like Taurus and Venus is like probably some sort of compassionate counseling type astrology. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I feel like I have a hard time when it comes to guessing or assuming things about myself, and I'm working on it, but I don't know. Career. I feel like if it's in my 10th house in career with all these other things that I should probably think about embracing that more and offering it more to people. And I really do think that like everything kind of turns into like, you know, a counseling / therapy / healing session.
Yes. So notice it's in the same place where your north node is, which is where your soul's evolutionary path is, and your core fear, Black Moon Lilith. So when you're part of astrology there, you're a type of astrologer that helps people with their career direction. It helps you own your stage and shine your light more and being in the public eye, because the 10th house is the public eye. It's being on stage. But it's also a fear of yours, is really owning that power as a guide or an astrologer, a counselor. So it's kind of like you have this trine thing going on with your Black Moon Lilith, your part of astrology, and your North Node all working together over here. But you could be a compassionate astrological counselor. You could help people work through their core fears with this Lilith over here. You could help people with their evolutionary path because you got your North Node over here. So this is why Arabic parts are important. It's I mean, they used it all the way like 700 AD. It's like one of the oldest forms of astrology is the lot. They call them lots, like your lot in life. And that's what Arabic parts are lots. Little points in your chart where this is your lot in life. So meditate on that. Do you want to let's do another one.
Okay.
So you get the math down.
Can we do the death of parents one?
Yes.
Since that's like in my face like crazy right now.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. All right. So let me look at the formula for that. Death. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so ascendant. Let me write that down. So, ascendant plus Jupiter minus Saturn. So now let me go to your chart. So again, your ascendant is in Leo in 8 degrees, 43 minutes. And then your Jupiter is 29 degrees of Aquarius. 21 minutes. And then Saturn, your Saturn is 8 degrees of Sag, 58 minutes. So again, let's look at that worksheet.
Okay, so then my Leo, we already know it was the 128. Then Aquarius is 300. So then 329, 329.
So
And then
one,
it's just 240. 248.
so yeah, you take the Aquarius, which is 330, and then you add the 29 degrees. So it's 359. 359 degrees, 21 minutes. And we add those together. And what did you get when you added 128 and 359 degrees together?
329.
Well, when you add the 330 degrees in Aquarius and you add your Jupiter in Aquarius is 29 degrees, so
I thought Aquarius was 300. Sorry. I must have
No, it's my bad.
Okay, I was like, I must have wrote it down wrong. Damn it. Sorry.
No, it's always me. I'm always the problem.
Oh gosh, the more dyslexic I am with numbers, so don't even worry.
So it's 329 degrees. You were right.
So what? 457.
457, and then you add the minutes. So you got 64 minutes. So 457 degrees, 64 minutes, and then you minus your Sag and Saturn, which we look at Sag is 240. So 240 degrees plus the 8 degrees is 248 degrees of Saturn. And Saturn had 58 minutes. So then we minus the 457 degrees, 64 minutes, minus the 248 degrees, 58 minutes.
And the Aquarius minute, was that 20 or 21?
The Aquarius was 21 minutes.
Okay. So 457.65 minus 248.58, 209.7.
Yep.
And then we have to figure out where 209 degrees is, and it's on a cusp.
It's going to be, 209 degrees, 6 minutes so 209 on here is right before Scorpio, because Scorpio starts at 210. So on this chart,
so it's 9 degrees Libra then?
We're going to look at, let me make sure. Yep, so it's like 29 degrees Libra. You're right. So then, 29 degrees Libra, 6 minutes, and then we open up your chart.
29?
Yeah. Does that make sense?
That one's a little confused because it's 209. And so then.
Yeah, because 210 starts at Scorpio.
Uh-huh.
So you want to start.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
At
so
Scorpio,
20.
and then you minus 1.
Okay.
And then it brings you right here on the last degree of Libra.
Okay. Okay. 20.
So now let's pull up your chart.
Third house.
So third house, right? You know, it's funny. It's not funny. It's never a coincidence. It's literally on your IC line. And what is your IC line? Your ancestry. So
Hmm.
what is showing is part of parents' death is it's connected to your own ancestry, the IC. And Libra on the IC, if you ever read about Libra on the IC, is clearing war and love. In fact, I kind of want you to research Libra on the IC. Because what that is, I know that placement very well, is it literally a pattern in your ancestry of love versus war. Like your parents and their parents and their parents were at war with each other. And it was love versus war. And so that's literally what you're clearing in your ancestry is you're breaking the chain and being with a healthy partner. And you're not being with someone that you're at war with. And so your parents' death part is literally on your ancestry line. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like literally on it.
Yeah.
Like a degree.
Right. Like right there. I have the chills. In Vegas in the summer.
I mean, that's a trip. So there's definitely like some deep ancestral healing when your parents die. Also is what that's indicating.
Yeah. I think that's when I will have the opportunity to unlock more of this psychic mediumship that's in my chart. And I've felt that for a long time and it scared me and it makes me sad because, they won't be here, but I'll be able to,
I
do all the
I think you're right. I think that's pretty awesome. Let's pick one more to do. So I know that you understand how to do the math.
Okay.
And then you get to pick.
Okay. Let's just do, let's see. Dang. Messages in astrology or ancestral heritage?
Well, here's the thing. I just was reading that right now when you said it. This is literally what we did. So ascendant plus Uranus minus Mercury is your part of astrology.
Okay.
So when it says messages in astrology, it's referring to psychic messages and guidance. So not only is it the type of astrologer you are, this is how you receive higher divine messages. And yours is in Taurus in the 10th house.
Okay.
So why don't you pick another one?
Okay. Let's do ancestral heritage then. It's that number, it's the third one on the first page. Third one down, first column.
Okay. So ascendant plus moon minus 8 degrees. So ancestral heritage.
Moon, 11 degrees. Gemini. 7 minutes. Oh, imagine that. It's going to be. Eight. Is it in Libra too?
So when you added the Leo plus the Gemini, it's 199 degrees, right?
Yep.
And then you minus 8 degrees, so then it's 191 degrees, right?
Yep.
So then that's,
Yes.
okay, so then you start at Libra at 180 and then you count up.
Mm-hmm.
So then 10 would be Libra. So it's Libra.
Yeah, it's Libra also. So also third house, also nearish the IC line.
So then it would be what, 11 degrees of Libra. Huh.
So then what you do is you take that, the 199 minus whatever the number is at Libra. So then minus the 180 to get the 11 degrees. I would say that's the only part I am confused on.
So when you subtract the 8 degrees before you look at the chart at all, you know that you're at 191 degrees, right?
Right, right.
So we look over here at the column and we go, oh, it's in between Scorpio and Libra. So you want to start at Libra and count up. Or you could count down. You could start at Scorpio 210 and minus 20 degrees. So we could do it the other way too. So let's start at Scorpio 210 right here.
Uh-huh.
And then to get to 191, you want to count down. So minus 10, we're at 200 degrees now on the zodiac wheel.
Okay.
Another 9 degrees would bring you right here at 11 degrees of Libra.
Okay.
I know it's a crappy sheet. So now let's do it the other way. So you get the correct answer is let's start at Libra and work our way up. So start at 180 degrees right here because we're leaving Virgo. Now we're going into Libra. The first degree is 180. And now we're going to add till we get to 191 degrees. So add 10, that's 190, add 191. So you're still at 11 degrees of Libra.
Of Libra. Okay. So
Does that make sense?
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So then from there, then you look at your chart and say, where is 11 degrees Libra in my natal chart? And like you said, it's what, right close to your IC line in the third house?
Yeah.
Which, if you think about Libra, that's love, relationships, family, the mirrors, the shadow, the balance. So you're coming from Libra, and if that's your ancestral heritage, that's what you're evolving from.
Okay.
You want to do one more?
Sure.
All right, you pick one.
Okay.
There's one called Radical Adjustment.
That sounds fun.
Soul. Sudden Luck. Suicide and Disappearance.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to do?
Let's go ahead and do Radical Adjustment. That was it.
What about your mother?
Yeah, let's do my mother. Why in the hell not?
All right.
So is
So
Mother, Love, and Marriage, or just the mother?
just do mother. So it's the ascendant again. Actually, all of these are starts at ascendant because that's who you're becoming.
Right. Yeah.
So ascendant plus moon minus Venus.
It's 6 degrees Pisces.
All right. So I'll do this with you. So ascendant, Leo. And your moon is Gemini. And then minus Venus. Your Venus is 6 degrees of Pisces.
Pisces is 3:30.
All right, so 128 degrees in Leo plus 71 degrees of Gemini. 199 degrees. So and then your Pisces is 6 degrees, add 330 degrees, so that's 336 degrees of Pisces, minus 199 degrees.
So 336 minus 199, not 199 minus 336.
Exactly, yeah. What's the same answer? So 137 degrees. So yeah, 137 degrees, 66 minutes. And then we look at, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. So then we look at this and we go, what's the closest zodiac sign for 137 degrees? It's in between Leo and Virgo. So we could either go down from Leo or up from Virgo. So then
137.
Yeah. 137 degrees.
So is that Cancer in Leo, or is it?
So then let's say we start from Leo is 120, which is right here. And then we add it till we add, what is that, 12 degrees from 120 to get 137. So that's 130, 132. So it's like 12 degrees of Leo.
Okay.
And then to check our work, we can go backwards and we can start from Virgo, which is 150 right here. And then we minus till we get to 137. So minus 10 is 140, which is 20 degrees of Leo. And then 3 more degrees. 17. So yeah, 17 degrees of Leo. Which is funny because what is your mother?
A Leo.
Isn't that funny how that works out?
Yeah.
So in a sense, sometimes it doesn't add up all the time. You just so happen to have a Leo for a mother, which is pretty dead on. But for some people, it means they take on the Leo quality. Or
Well,
they're
I'm Leo rising.
No, I mean, like, this is the type of mother you have.
Mm-hmm.
Is a Leo. But if your mother had a different sun sign, it would be like, this is the type of mother you would have. Is like, she's Leo-like.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it just so happens that it directly lines up with her sun sign.
Yeah.
So,
and Leo was in my first house.
So your mother affects your whole self.
Yeah.
Because the first house is the self, your personality structure. So your mother's a very influencing factor in your life, in this life.
Be it for good or bad.
And the astrology doesn't lie. So does this make sense? How to do the math? And if you get stuck, literally look at this example of Dave Campbell's part of astrology.
Okay.
And it'll make sense. And if you ever are stuck, you can always give me a call. But there's actually 2 different ways to find the same answer. And it's on this worksheet. This is my favorite way, is using the degrees. But then the next page, he uses a different system. So instead of the degrees, he uses a number. But it's the same thing, only numbers instead of degree. Well, it's like the shortcut.
Right. Okay.
There's 2 different ways to find the Arabic parts, but yeah, you could do those with all of them without having to automatically generate it. Since you don't have an astrology program, this is how the astrologers did it back in the day anyway.
Right.
So you want to finish the planets? Because I wanted to talk to you about your test next Friday. I'm going to send you some sample charts, and I'll email them to you today.
Okay.
Normally you wouldn't get them. You would just have like kind of a cold read, like, okay, go. What do you see? Okay. But you're welcome to look at them. I don't care.
Okay.
So basically for next week, I'm going to ask like some series of questions that we went over during the last 6 weeks.
Okay.
And it's open book, and there's no really, it's not a paper test. It's not like pass or fail. It's, we're going to do this together. I just want to see where you're at.
Okay.
And if you do advanced astrology, it's completely different. There's a test. It's more in depth, harder, yada yada. But this is it's not. It's going to be open.
Okay. I'm not ever worried about tests that are on paper. Paper tests and I don't do well. If it's a practical application where I have to prove to you what I know, I usually do all right. But if I have to sit and be like, oh, I think it's this. Oh, I think it's this. Over.
That's next time around.
Yeah, and I can prepare for that.
Okay, awesome. So, should we finish with the planets, or do you think you know?
We can finish with the planets, or at least do an overview if you want, if you have time.
Yeah, we could do finish the rest of the planets. All right, so let me dive back into your chart. Right, so we left off with the personal planets,
Right.
and what we have left are the outer planets. So we went over the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, and now we got Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto.
Okay.
So Saturn, it's a perfect time to talk about Saturn. As you know, there's a Saturn return every 28 to 30 years. We have 2, maybe 3 at the most during a lifetime. Saturn is the planet of maturity. It's a very cold planet. It's not a friendly planet. It rules our skeletal structure in medical astrology. So our bones. It has to do with anything crystallized, and this is, of course, all in the book by Isabel Hickey. And Saturn, it basically takes the manifestation from the other planets and acts as a crystallization and a structure. So it makes what people's thoughts are, and it crystallizes them into a structure that's tangible on the earth plane. So it makes the invisible visible. So Saturn is a deeply spiritual planet. A lot of people hate Saturn because it has to do with everything serious. It has to do with maturity. It usually has to do with pain. But without Saturn, there would be no structures and there would be only chaos. So it acts as a bridge in between the physical and the non-physical. So if you imagined in the sky, there's personal planets, there's the Earth, there's personal planets, there's Saturn, and then there's these way outer planets over here, like Pluto and Neptune and Uranus. So it's kind of like a bridge between the personal planets of our personal desires, what we want to manifest, and then these outer planets that have to do with the non-physical and the subconscious. So it takes these two energies and it kind of blends it into the tangible, the physical. So it acts as like a bridge. So they actually say Saturn is like a portal from the cosmic to the earth. And they go into amazing detail about Saturn in, what is it called? The Old Devil book. It's a really good book on Saturn. New Face, Old Devil, something like that? I forgot the title. I'll send you the link later. But it's an excellent book all about Saturn and the maturation process, and you're going to get a lot of readings that have to do with Saturn. A lot of people struggle with Saturn. A lot of people they can't implement their desires. They know that they have goals, but they have a really hard time crystallizing them and making them solid. A lot of people lack structure. They lack discipline in their lives. And if you have a goal and a dream and you lack discipline, it'll never happen. So Saturn is an excellent teacher for developing discipline and for getting really clear on your goals. So if anybody in your life comes to you for, I really need to be held accountable. I really want to lose weight, or I really want to develop this website, or I really want to create my own business, or I really want to whatever, go to Saturn, research Saturn, have them tap in and ask those questions. Are you disciplined? Do you put time and energy every single day into your dreams and goals, or do you just magically expect it to manifest? Because Saturn works with human linear time. They call it Father Chronos. So if we have Uranus, which is soul time, which is Aboriginal time, Saturn is human linear father time. It is the 24-hour man-made clock. Is what makes us a human. It is the aging process from birth to death. It's our human experience. So by nature, Saturn is deeply spiritual because it gives us a reason for being. Because if we lived a million years, we wouldn't take this life so seriously. But because our lives are so fragile, so finite, and it goes by so quickly, we really take this life seriously. And it's Saturn. Saturn is very serious. You could be too Saturn, where you have, too much Capricorn in your chart and your Saturn aspects, and you're a very serious, hardworking person, and you need to lighten up. So looking at Saturn is important in a person's chart because it shows where the discipline must be had. It shows what do you want to manifest in this physical reality and where you're going to mature in your life. So for you, your Saturn is in the 5th house in Sagittarius. And because it is a farther out planet, I believe its transits are every 7 years. It's a generational placement. So the 7-year cycle, everyone had Saturn and Sagittarius. So it's getting mature in the area of philosophies. Sagittarian is philosophies. It's higher consciousness. It's higher learning, like esoterics or college or the law of attraction or anything that's like mysticism or spiritual pursuits. Sagittarius is the spiritual seeker. So souls that are born with Saturn in Sagittarius are getting really serious about their philosophies and about teaching. These souls are natural teachers. They are disciplined, or they're learning discipline in the area of Sagittarius. You're learning discipline so you can be a teacher. So you can share your philosophies on how you matured, on how your life went. How did your Saturn return go? Oh, you made it out alive. Well, why don't you teach people about that? Because Saturn return is no joke. People die during their Saturn return. I think I've told you this before. Is my neighbor, she just died last year. She was in her Saturn return. She had cancer. And like your mother, instead of dealing with her old emotions, she continued to suppress, deny, and reject them until her cancer got into her bones and she died. So Saturn gives you the opportunity, especially when you're going through its return. It comes back around the exact degree. So when you had your Saturn return, it went all the way around back to the 8 degrees of Saturn. And it asked you, okay, Andrea, let's mature in the 5th house area, which is your creativity, children, play, romance, expression, creative expression, and then in Sagittarius, and let's get really clear about your path. Before you incarnated, you had specific goals you wanted to accomplish in this life. You aligned the astrological configurations based on what you wanted to accomplish. So you go, okay, Saturn, will you help me in this life to be disciplined to achieve my life purpose? So Saturn then comes back around and it goes, hi there. Remember me? I'm here to help you to get really clear and focused, because it's the planet of focus. It's like a bow and arrow focus. And let's get really clear on what you came here to do. So Saturn kicked your ass when you were 27 to 31, and it reminded you of why you came here.
Well, that is what I'm
And then it brings in people, places, and things that remind you why you came here. Oh, remember part of your life purpose? Well, we're going to remind you. Saturn reminds you why you're here, and it matures you. Then you go through this maturity period where you feel like you're dying and what you thought you were is falling away and you're becoming who you're supposed to be. And it's a huge transformative period. And a lot of people die during their returns because they're so far out of alignment from their life purpose that they have to leave and start over. So this is why they call it the 27 Club, and they joke about it in the famous rock stars, because guess what? They all died at 27. They all died when Saturn returned back to the same degree. That's no coincidence. So Saturn's very serious.
Yeah.
It'll kick your ass. So what? There's Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, Janis Joplin, like 40 other people I can't think of right now, but all of them were 27. And they all were so far in their addictions and so far out of alignment from their path that they had to leave this earth plane and start over. So that's how serious Saturn returns can be. They could literally kill you.
Well, that's literally crazy, because literally when I turned 17 or 27, that's when I had Quincy. And that year I moved back to Prescott, and we literally met in that time.
Wow.
And that's when I say, like, everything changed for me too.
Yeah. No, if you asked anybody about the time when they were 27 to 31, they go, "Oh shit." That was the time, fill in the blank. No, it's a really serious restructuring. You're restructuring your patterns. It's a crystallization. So you crystallized into this certain form, and then Saturn breaks up the crystallization, so then you can reform yourself to what you came here to become. So then, if you didn't get the lessons, or you just kept ignoring Saturn, you can still do your journey and you can go on with your life, and you don't have to take Saturn so seriously. But then Saturn will come back around when you're 56 to 60. It'll come back around and it'll go, "Hi there, remember me?" Hey, so now we're going to get really fucking mature and really focused. So here's a really fun analogy story. I like to talk about Saturn. So Saturn is symbolic of a giant mountain that you must climb to reach to the top of your goals. So the story behind Capricorn and the sea goat is they climb to the top of the mountain no matter what. That's why Capricorns are so serious. They're ruled by Saturn, and they're very serious about their goals. But for all of us, we all have a mountain to climb. We all have Saturn in our chart. So Saturn is the mountain that we need to climb to reach our goals. So when we're a kid, we're playing around. We're trying to figure out, what is Earth? Why are we even here? What's this all about? And you're climbing your mountain at your own pace. And you reach 27, and Saturn comes along, and it's like, look how far you've climbed, and look how far you have to go. You're carrying a bag of rocks on your back that's weighing you down, and you cannot climb any further unless you let go of those rocks. And those rocks are symbolic of what you think you are and what you think you need to be doing. They're expectations, they're burdens placed on you from other people. They're a bunch of accumulation of energy that is holding you back, that you cannot move forward with. So people that are aware of this look at the bag of rocks, and they pull each rock out, and they go, "Oh, this is from my mom. Oh, I'm letting that go." Or "This is from my brother," or "This is from the pain I've never processed." And they let go of all of their rocks so they can climb further up the mountain. So the people that die, they can't let go of the bag of rocks. They feel like the bag of rocks serves them. Their identity is so intertwined with the bag of rocks and these burdens and expectations that they can't move forward and climb any further on their journey. So they're stuck and stagnant. So then Saturn comes along and knocks them down, and then they have to leave. So you have processed your bag of rocks. You're processing your bag of rocks, and you're climbing. The further you climb up, the more rocks you let go of. People's burdens, people's expectations, your own unrealistic expectations, all these false identities that we hold on to. Oh, I am my degree, or I am this, I am whatever. That whatever your identity is, you have to let go of all that. So you're climbing and climbing, and then Saturn comes back around again when you're 56 to 60, and you're almost to the top of the mountain. You're like arm's length from it. And then Saturn goes, hi there, you've got some rocks in your bag still that you need to let go of, and you're almost there. You almost reached the very top of the mountain. You just need to let go of these last 3 rocks and really give your gifts. And you cannot give of your gifts to humanity, and you cannot reach enlightenment unless you let go of these last 3 rocks. So then you let go of your last 3 rocks, and you finally reach the top of the mountain. And then the goat that crawled out from the sea, that crawled out all the way to the top of the mountain, now turns into a unicorn. And it's symbolic of enlightenment. So the sea goat then turns into the unicorn when it reaches the top of the mountain after its second Saturn return. So now that you're a unicorn on top of this mountain, now you look back down the mountain, and then you go back down the mountain and you give your gifts to humanity. And that's the whole story behind Capricorn, the sea goat, and Saturn. It's all the same archetype, the 10th house. The 10th house, Saturn, Capricorn is all the same archetype. It's working hard to reach your goals. And so you have to ask yourself, in the realm of having Saturn and Sagittarius in the house of Leo in the 5th house, your goals, your soul's evolutionary goals are fire. They're fiery goals. They are goals related to teaching, Sagittarius, and learning higher knowledge, being like a philosopher, studying, seeking, spiritually seeking, traveling. So you're getting really serious about those things in your life. You're getting really serious on being able to teach people. And the older you get, the more serious you will become, the more focused you will become, and the more you will climb the mountain of your goals to reach the top. And so meditate on what your life goals are. When you have reached your second Saturn return, and you're like 61 and you're coming out of your second Saturn return, what kind of woman do you want to be? When you're on top of that mountain and you are so in your power and you're ready to really give humanity of the totality of who you are unapologetically, I mean, you're going to be really in your power when you're 61.
I'm going to be a badass, that's for sure.
Exactly. So then what kind of older woman do you want to be? Then you'll be in your crone stage. You'll be this powerful crone that literally the rest of your entire life is just devoted to being of service and enjoying life.
Yeah.
So then think about, what are your lifelong goals? And you can even meditate and visualize yourself at 61. You know, what do you look like? What is your style? What are you doing? Where are you living? Who's there with you? What did you accomplish? You know, you could really do this future pacing exercise and really see yourself out of your Saturn return, your second Saturn return, and in your power, and really seeing what you have created. So you're basically future projecting. And this would be a fun exercise for you to do.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. Like, I've had a ridiculous shift during these classes. That's for sure.
Happy shifting.
Yeah.
All right, so
though, in this talk about Saturn return, my grandma died when she was 61 from a massive heart attack that dropped her dead on the spot.
wow.
My mom will be 56 in 2022.
Wow. You see the seriousness of Saturn is not everybody makes it to the top of the mountain.
Yep. So I can pretty much assume that she'll die in those years then, or right after.
Yep.
Oh, that's good to know. It's not going to be, 15 years.
Yeah, Saturn is brutal. Saturn will take away. Saturn will giveth and it will taketh away. And when you're climbing the mountain and you're evolving, Saturn will push you to do better and to persevere and to give you a helping hand. But when you're just standing on the mountain and you're not moving and you're just stagnant, Saturn will be like, you got to go. There's goats. There's goats going to kick rocks at your head. You got to get off the mountain.
Yep.
So that's an intense realization to know that my mother my mother also never reached the top of her mountain.
Yeah.
She accomplished goals, yes, of course. She did a great job with the things she did, of course.
Right.
But ultimately, her soul's evolutionary path, she didn't accomplish a higher path. Maybe she accomplished what she came down here to do, was to have 3 kids. That was a really great accomplishment.
Right.
But she did not accomplish her higher goals. So that's something to think about too, is the women in your family that are past the second Saturn return and they got to the top of the mountain. That's a extraordinary feat right there. It's just to be alive after 60. Because we're so fragile. It's like the human race is so fragile. It's ridiculous. Like we don't realize how fragile we really are.
Yeah, no, seriously. Our ego built us up, man.
Like little bugs that we can be squished at any time. Like death is so on the doorstep all the time.
I know. I like try to make the kids realize, like, stop and look. Do you see that star? You see how big or small it is? If that star is looking at you, it doesn't even see you. Like, we are this big. We're just dust, babies.
We're like little specks of sand in the ocean.
I know Rob always says that, like we're what does he say? It's like something like it's all just dust. Like we're all not like just speckles in the grand scheme of things. I can't remember exactly how he says it.
Yeah, we're all stardust.
My brain is too muddled at this realization.
All right, so now that we talked about Saturn and the seriousness of it, let's talk about both of our ruling planets, Uranus.
Yay, I like Uranus.
Uranus is the sky god in Greek mythology. Uranus is the father of Saturn. So Uranus has domain over Saturn. So it's like, yeah, Saturn rules over human linear time and Chronos, it depicts how long we have to live. But Uranus has domain over Saturn and it's connected with soul time. And soul time is ageless. There is no age. Uranus is the great awakener in your chart. Uranus is like a planet full of electricity. It cannot be contained. It's so unique where its axis is completely different than all the other planets. So it's like ass backwards axis. So it's symbolic of how ass backwards strong Aquarians are. But we're not backwards, we're forward thinking. So in reality, the axis tilt of this planet is just tilted in a way where the other planets will eventually follow. So a lot of people don't realize that is as above, so below. So the planet that's tilted ass backwards is not ass backwards at all. It got there first. So all the other planets will eventually follow suit. So we're future-oriented people. We are naturally attuned to cosmic intelligence. Uranus is cosmic intelligence. We are like aliens, or Uranian energy is like lightning bolts from the sky, which has to do with awakening DNA. It's like the Tower card and Tarot. It's drastic, instantaneous change that you cannot plan. Unplanned events. It's eccentric energy. Electricity cannot be planned. It's very eccentric energy. Electricity can kill you, or it can wake you the fuck up.
Yeah,
So people with strong Aquarian energy or strong Uranus are naturally good astrologers. Like if you see Uranus in the first house, it's a born astrologer. Or Uranus in the 10th house, having astrology as a career, having Uranus in the 10th, and your Uranus is transiting the 10th right now. So this is a perfect time for you to step into offering astrology as a tool in your career belt. So being the great awakener in your chart symbolizes to someone how they will awaken or how they will awaken other people. And when I say awaken, I mean activating dormant DNA. Do you ever ask yourself why you're only born with maybe 3 to 4 codons out of 12 activated in your DNA strand? Once upon a time, we had all 12 DNA strands activated. We used all of our brain, 100% of it, not just 30 or whatever, where they say we use 20% of our brain or something ridiculous like that. Like, we were fully activated humans. We were consciousness incarnate. We could teleport. We could heal each other. We didn't even need to speak. We could telepathically do anything. We could do anything. We could create anything. We were so in tune with nature and the cosmos and with ourselves that we didn't need all these other things. So because of the cyclical nature of the cosmos and how there's a dark age, the age of light, that we are just so happen to be again back into a cycle where we're waking up. So the age of Aquarius, this age is ruled by Uranus. This whole age, the planet Uranus is helping us awaken. That's what the age of Aquarius really means, is the age of Uranus, which is awakening. We are waking up more than we have ever woken up before. So if you go back millions of years, precession of the equinox is 12,600 years cycle. It goes through over and over and over and over and over again. So it's symbolic of each time you go to sleep, you wake up a little bit wiser. It's just like the ages. We go to sleep, the age of darkness, the age of dark, the dark ages. You hear about it all the time in history. And then we go through a waking up age. So each age, we either go back to sleep or wake up. It's all cyclical, just like the moon and the sun. It's all cyclical. The cosmos is all about cycles. Astrology is all about cycles of time. So this age, the age of Aquarius, we are waking up. It's the waking up phase. So like going to sleep and waking up a little bit wiser each day, each age, we wake up a little bit wiser. So this age right now, we are waking up more than we have ever woken up before. It's a very, very exciting time to be alive. And there are millions and trillions of souls that want to incarnate on Earth because of this time we're in. We're in a very magical time because we're waking up more than we've ever woken up before. We are remembering our God self. We are remembering that we are creator gods, and we are taking back our power as sovereign beings, and we're literally activating dormant DNA within the body, which means then we're activating more brain cells, we're activating more parts of our brain. We are remembering that we used to be able to do this. So it's an exciting time to be alive because the more we wake up, it's like the 100th monkey effect. All over the world, people are waking up every day. So when your vibration is so high, you're like a lightning rod, and you help wake up people just by existing. So without you even talking, if you stand next to someone, you are helping raise them in vibration. So we are really actively studying the law of vibration and frequency and light. So really what this whole age of Aquarius reminds us is that we are light, we are vibration, we are frequency, and we are sound. And the more we raise in vibration, the more we're acting like the planet Uranus, which Uranus is all about vibration, sound waves, lightning. So this planet in a chart is helping you to awaken and how you awaken others. So you're awakening. There's also returns for each planet. So there's like Venus return, Saturn return. A Uranian return, Uranus return happens when you're 38 to 42. And when you go through your Uranus return, your whole life changes again. And you really are in this place of great change because Uranus is change. It's eccentric energy. It's lightning bolts. You can't hold on and expect what you think it's going to do. So your life will change drastically, and you're not going to understand exactly why or how it's going to happen, but just know that there'll be great change from 38 to 42. So in your chart, you have Uranus in the 5th house, also in Sagittarius also. So your awakening, according to your chart, comes from spiritually seeking. It comes from dabbling in anything and everything that you're interested in philosophically, any higher learning, anything that just really interests you and you seek that information, you awaken a little bit more. So through information and studying and spiritually seeking is really where the Uranus energy is charging you. So it also rules genius in your chart. So that's where someone's genius is you have a lot of genius, eccentric, lightning bolt information related to Sagittarius in the 5th house. So 5th house is creativity. You got some great lightning bolts in terms of creativity when you tap into that, when you allow that to happen. So according to this chart is your creativity can help awaken people. You could like put symbols in your art, you could write, you could speak, you could, whatever your creativity is, including your own kids. Like your kids are pretty genius. Your kids are very, help awaken people just by having your children. Yeah. So whatever you create helps awaken humanity. Through your paintings, through your art, like anything that you share with the world has a little bit of Uranian energy in there. You also have Neptune in there, Saturn. You got a lot of stuff going on. You got a stellium in the 5th house. So your creativity is really powerful. That's why it's so important for you to creatively express yourself in this life.
Oh, dude. That's great, but it makes sense that like this sounds horrible, but like as a child that was crushed. You know, like the odds were almost against me and trying to keep me down. Not really, but like that's what played out is that all of those things that were really powerful, like me believing in myself, me presenting myself as a Leo, not hiding in the corner. I was all of those things in pageants until I wasn't.
Well, that's what you're healing. You just muted yourself.
Doing all this work, I'm tying it back, and I know the way it played out crushed me and totally sent that part of my soul packing. But I'm glad to know it because she's coming back.
I was gonna say, well, now is the time to get over that because that's your healing. That's your old story.
Yep.
And that was you, and that's not you anymore, but that's what you're healing, and that's the wound and the gift you're giving to humanity is how to re-express. You could even teach people how to express themselves creatively when you uncover that. Like, that's a really good story to have, but it's not you anymore at all.
No, not. And it's actually enlightening that, like, I finally feel like that I can tell the story. Like, I tell people, you're healed when you can tell your most vulnerable story and not be vulnerable about telling that story.
Yes.
And I'm excited that I'm so close to being able to do that with this story because I've done it with other parts of me. And this is the one that is gonna let me break free.
Yes. And I just find it really crazy that we have such similar astrology and that we get to share the same stories.
Yeah.
And we can encourage each other to not live in the old story, but to overcome and then be a very powerful light for other people to heal their stories.
Yeah. I had a weird thought. Teal Swan jumped into my head when we were talking about creativity in the 5th house and all the frequency paintings and stuff she does. Is that what she's using there?
And guess what her Saturn is in?
Is it?
Same place.
She popped into my head like it was not random. It was for a reason. And I was like, and that's interesting too, because I've thought for a while, like my little Palo Santo sticks, I've been wood burning them with triangles and with certain words and like putting Reiki into them and then giving them to people to like help them process and heal.
Yes, like your creativity heals. And literally Teal Swan has Saturn in Sagittarius in the 5th. She's the same generation as us. Whatever your creativity is, share it because it heals. I just made this little kyanite last night. It's like a little simple wrap, but like just little simple things, like little acts of kindness help awaken humanity. Okay, so Uranus in the 5th, you get that. Harness the power of the electricity, like it rules your nervous system in medical astrology. So Uranus is it's electricity. So when you have strong Uranus, like if you meet someone with Uranus in the 1st house, conjunct a lot of planets, or they have strong Aquarius, they have their nervous system they need to watch for. Like I would say, because you have Sun and Jupiter in Aquarius, and Jupiter means a lot. It means more Aquarius. So I would actually look at your chart and be like, yeah, you need to watch your nervous system because that's Uranian energy. Like it's, do calming meditations, breath work, any kind of meditation. So anybody with strong Aquarian or strong Uranus energy, like have them be aware of their nervous system.
Okay.
Let's take a pee break, and I'm going to pause this.
Okay.
And then
Rob's uncle called us. Oh, go ahead. Never mind.
Go ahead.
Oh, Rob's uncle called us and offered us a hotel room for the weekend.
Good, it's hot.
They have like a timeshare and they double booked it, and so they offered it to us, and it just so happened to fall between Kai's birthday and Jocelyn's birthday and right on the 4th of July. So
nice.
When we're done here, we're headed out.
Very cool.
Not telling the kids, we're surprising them.
Oh, that's awesome. So I have like a half an hour left, and each planet I could talk about each planet for an hour. So, and someone's at my door.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm like, grab it if you need.
No. Okay. So let's continue with Neptune. So we have Neptune and Pluto.
Cool.
So let's look at your chart again. Share the screen. All right, so Neptune is in Capricorn for you in your 5th house. So Neptune is one of these planets that work with your subconscious. So as an outer planet, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto works directly with your subconscious.
Okay.
So you're being worked on all the time, you're just unaware. So Neptune represents the dissolver. It dissolves things. It represents poison. It is like fog. So a lot of people say Pisces is water, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces and the 12th house. It's the same archetype, Pisces, 12th house, Neptune. But I see Neptune and Pisces as ether, as more of the other dimensions or divinity. And divinity isn't an element, it's astral. So I don't think Pisces is water at all. I think it's ether, and that's my opinion on esoteric astrology. So Neptune clouds the part of your chart, it confuses things, but also it connects you to divinity. So if there's Venus, which is earthly love, the higher octave of love is divinity, which is Neptune, divine love. So if you're driving down the street and you see a bunch of fog and things are unclear, the road is unclear, that's Neptune. It clouds up the chart. Things are not clear. It rules disillusionment. It rules illusion. That's why a lot of people who are actors work with Neptune. Neptune is all about illusion, wearing masks, theater, pretending. That's very Neptunian. Music, it rules the realm of music, other dimensions. Higher art is all Neptune. So people who have amazing paintings that, like fantasy art, that you can tell is just like for otherworldly, that's all Neptune influence. So people with strong Neptune. People who work with like magic, illusion, I can't say the word, illusionists. That's all Neptune. Magic tricks, stuff like that. So Neptune, whatever it touches, it clouds, but it connects to divinity. So if you look at your Neptune in Capricorn, in the 5th house, and you have, so you could ask yourself, what is bringing me to divinity in relation to Capricorn? Is it my job? Is it being of service? Is it the earth itself? What is connecting me to my divinity? So your divinity, how you are the closest with the divine, is where Neptune is. So these are questions to ask yourself. In the 5th house, your divinity could connect you to your children, to your creativity, to the way you play, to your romance, to love. But these are things to ask yourself, what in the realm of the 5th house connects me to divinity, to the divine? What in Capricorn and the constellation of Capricorn connects me to the divine? It could be your career. Capricorn is career. But these are the things to ask yourself and research what is because it's a generational placement. What is Capricorn Neptune placement? But basically it's dissolving something. It's dissolving illusion, but it also creates delusion. It's like that double-edged sword where it connects you to divinity, but it also clouds things and makes things unclear. So when it's touching the fifth house, it's clouding creativity. It's clouding the fifth house stuff. Things aren't as clear. So when you have like a creative dream, because Neptune is dreams, Pisces is dreams, 12th house is dreams. It's the collective unconscious also. Part of your creativity could be clouded. It could be not clear. You don't know exactly what kind of art you want to do, but you know it connects you to divinity, and you know that whatever you create helps humanity in some way, or your creativity helps connect people to the divine. Like you said, like you make those little Palo Santo sticks with Reiki symbols. Your creativity connects people to the divine. They could burn the sticks. It's not just burning sticks. They're accessing other states of consciousness. It's by just smelling Palo Santo, it brings you into different parts of your brain, accessing different parts of consciousness. So if you make that more aware in your creativity of, I'm going to channel Neptune when I make my creations. I want to bring people in more connection with the divine through my creativity, like making it more conscious that that's a gift of yours. But also know that it makes things unclear. You don't see everything clearly with Neptune clouding that part of your chart.
Does that mean could it contribute to it's hard to make decisions?
Yes.
Okay.
But just things are clear and it's harder for you to, like you said, make decisions. Or
I've been combating that lately. That's funny that comes up by just going with whatever the first instinct is and don't question it.
I'm wondering if there's something about Neptune in the fifth house. Okay, so I'll read it from this book that you have, the Neptune in Capricorn Generation, which is everybody born from 1985 to 2000.
Okay.
And it says, this will bring us to the end of this century. These years will not be easy, for it will mean the purification of selfness and selfishness. After great stress and strain, a world government will be formed. Only those that'll have found their inner center will be enabled to survive these years. The combination of Saturn and Neptune will bring socialistic forms of government into operation. The ocean, because Neptune rules oceans, will be tapped for minerals and for new types of food, for there will be famine in many areas of the world. Earthquakes will change the contours of the planet. Into incarnation will come many advanced souls as statesmen, educator, and spiritual guides. So it's saying those souls born during this generation incarnate into becoming statesmen, educators, and spiritual guides for people. They will be way showers to bring a planetary rebirth into being as Neptune goes into Aquarius and the new century is born. So that's partly why you came in with that configuration, is to be a teacher, a spiritual guide, some kind of way shower for people, be more connected with the earth, because everything is dying. The oceans are dying, there's fires. The human race is so disconnected from the earth and from themselves that we needed a bunch of thousands and thousands of spiritual guides to come in, including yourself, to help people. Yeah. So that's where you're of great service, is in Capricorn. So when you have Neptune anywhere, it's where you are completely selfless. It's kind of like the Jesus Buddha archetype. There's no ego. This is like complete compassion and selflessness.
That's good to know.
Those are
I
things
feel
to
like
go ahead.
this process is going to help me learn to not, like, with this placement, you could easily, get walked all over and not stand your ground if you're that
Yeah.
compassionate. And I feel like that happened often, but not anymore. That was
Well,
more when I was a kid. I feel completely like, things had to happen to, help me learn the lessons.
yeah. No boundaries. You're right about that. There's no boundaries is the key word for Neptune. There's no boundaries. It's not Earth. It's not an element. There's no
Yeah.
boundaries. Divine love. Love is no boundaries.
Yeah.
So yeah, with strong Neptune, people with strong Pisces, you have, what do you have there? You have like Venus, Mercury, then you got like strong Neptune. So yeah, like strong Pisces people, that's what they're learning is boundaries. They have terrible boundaries, but
Yeah.
they're able to bring people closest to divinity. So that's a gift and a curse.
Yeah. Isn't it all?
All the duality. That's what's crazy about this Earth plane. All the duality.
It's wild.
All right, so last but not least, Pluto, my favorite planet, and I wish I had a whole hour to talk about Pluto. Where's Pluto?
I know. I was like, Pluto, yay!
Pluto.
I've felt very drawn to Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt drawn to Pluto. Yeah.
Well, it's the foundation of your whole chart is Pluto because it's in the fourth house. The fourth house is the foundation. So you're very Pluto strong, and it's square your ascendant. So Pluto was discovered in 1930 at the Lowell Flagstaff, Arizona Observatory. If you have not been, I highly recommend you go. It's very symbolic of Arizona in general, and the powerful energies of Arizona is very Phoenix-like. Like Pluto, it's a death and rebirth. Like Arizona, the totality of Arizona is like a phoenix. You come here to let go of shit. You sweat it out. Everything is poisonous and stings you. So you come to Arizona and you let go and you're reborn like the phoenix. You know how many people move to Arizona every day because it's so damn healing? Like, yes, it's hot as fuck, but it's one of the most powerful places to heal. So there's this book called The Book of Enoch, and it's an amazing old esoteric book that you would appreciate. And it's got a map of the world. And on the map, it's got the ascension. It's an ascension map. And it's got an image of the phoenix. And the phoenix is over the United States, and the heart of the phoenix is in Arizona, especially over the city called Phoenix. And so it says that the concentration of souls who incarnated in Arizona will be the leaders of this great shift in consciousness. And so all of the people that are born like Utah, Arizona, Colorado, California, like this part of the world, people on a concentrated level are coming in by the millions that are like helping propel this age of Aquarius. So Arizona is a very powerful place to incarnate into. And it's symbolic of where they found Pluto. So Pluto is the furthest away from Earth. It takes 247 years to transit all the way around the wheel. Its transits take anywhere from 14 to 23 years. So they're very slow. It's very generational. And you just so happen to be in its home sign of Pluto in Scorpio generation. It's at home with itself there, so it's exalted. It makes it more potent. So the souls that are Pluto in Scorpio are the souls who are born with a machete, and we are transmuting and clearing all of the old programs from our lineage. So we're called the clearing generation.
Yeah.
And Pluto is an amazing planet to study with people as a generation because all of the people in that generation have the same thing in common. They're clearing this particular area in a generation. So your mother is most likely my mother's generation, which is Pluto in Virgo. Pluto and Virgo are hypercritical of themselves and other people, but they were the original first wavers. They were the ones who reawakened the old ways. They're the old herbalists, the old witches. They introduced old medicines back into the collective. But they also got stuck in partying. So a lot of those souls in Pluto and Virgo, instead of just focusing on introducing old medicine and old ways, they are so hypercritical of themselves that they wanted to numb out that voice. So they started using a lot of drugs and alcohol during that time so they could numb out that voice that's overly critical of themselves. And so because they came here to initiate the old ways, but they couldn't implement it. And so then Pluto and Libra comes along and it's evolving relationships. And then it really starts instilling these new alternative medicines. And then Pluto and Scorpio, we came in and we're like, okay, we got this. Like, we are transforming our entire lineage. So we're doing the work of 1,000 souls. So all Pluto and Scorpio kids are powerful transmutation machines. Even if you're asleep and you're Pluto and Scorpio, your soul has the potential to transmute all of the old baggage from your lineage. And that's literally our life purpose, or part of our life purpose. It's in our blueprint. It's in our DNA to do this work. We're doing the work of 1,000 souls. We're clearing our whole entire bloodline.
Yeah.
And it's really heavy. And it's really powerful. And we are perfect for the job. We are very strong. We are like the phoenix. We go through continual death, rebirth, death, rebirth, death, rebirth. So getting to know death, it's highly important for our generation because we are the death generation. We're born in the ashes. We were born in death, and that's all we know. And so a lot of us are, the newer generations would call us negative. You guys are really dark. I literally got the sentence, you guys are really dark, but really powerful. Because we know death very well, and our job is to learn how to do the transmutation, but lighten up about it. Like, enjoy life also. Like, even though you're doing this intense, dark work, you can also enjoy life.
Yeah.
You can, like, we live in shadow, but we need to also be a part of the light.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge for our generation. But we are so gifted. We're like the gifted shamans and witches incarnate from other lifetimes.
Yeah.
And I love our generation. We're so strong. I've met so many powerful people that any other generation, it would have killed them. But our generation, we have it in us to have, like, the worst case scenario, we somehow survive.
Yeah.
So just do yourself a favor, and I'm Pluto and Scorpio, and I'm still alive. And not only am I alive, I'm smiling sometimes.
Might have been born into the ashes, but that means we rose from them too.
Yeah, so know that you're a badass, and our generation is badass, and we are the ones with the machetes tearing down the old paradigm. We are literally, our blueprints are attuned to the new earth. And so literally we tear down the old ways in every aspect. And so of course that brings opposition. Your very existence brings opposition.
Yeah.
Because the older generations, they want to hold on to the old structure. They want to hold on to the old blueprints. They don't want change. They want to be safe. And then we come along and we're like, let go of your patterns, bitch, or die. And they're like, you're the problem. So I get like, the millennials are the problem. I'm like, you've got to be kidding. The millennials are instilling change. We are the change. We are the ones that we've been waiting for right here, right now.
Yep. We're not going to work ourselves to death like they all do.
Exactly.
and no fun or play. Like, who decided it was a good idea to work 50 plus years and live like a zombie for those periods, and then maybe have 10 years where you get to live your life?
Reptilians.
The puppet masseteers that are the
Yeah,
money or
you're just
greed.
a cog in the wheel. You're just a slave. I'm designing the slave race. That was their vision, and that vision is dead.
Yeah,
It's no longer happening any longer. It's like,
no. And the pandemic, however crazy or horrible it is, I feel like it woke up a lot of people to be like, I don't have to be a robot zombie. I can, achieve whatever I have and not
yes.
work for the man.
It's funny that you mentioned pandemics. Pluto rules pandemics in a chart. So Pluto, the last time, so this is why we had a pandemic. In March, I think it was March of 2019.
Yep.
Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter all conjuncted. So Pluto is the virus. It is the pandemic. It represents pandemics. Saturn comes along, and that's structure. That's literally rules the United States. It rules all things structure. And then Jupiter expands the process. So that's what initially created the pandemic and spread it. However, the last time this happened was like 1908, which was the Spanish influenza. So actually, like millions of people died from that. This pandemic is more fear-based. But it got us to, like, you're right, it got us to awaken into, we need to connect with the earth more. The earth is dying. We need to heal ourselves, and therefore that heals the planet.
Yeah.
So Pluto is very powerful. It's power. It rules power. It rules your evolution, your personal evolution, and your generational evolutionary path. Yours is in retrograde. It's got that little R. You're born with it retrograde, so that means there's a step with your power. So it's either you misuse your power and you have to redo it, or you have to really own your power in this life. Pluto's asking you to step up and own your power. Stop fighting.
That's for sure what it is.
And it's the fourth house. So the fourth house is the foundation of your whole chart. So you are very Plutonian by nature. So Pluto rules psychology. It rules the whole psychology department. It rules anything deep, hidden, deep psychological excavation, deep dark lake, everything taboo, the occult, sex, death, all of the fun things. It rules the eighth house, Scorpio, the same archetype. It's definitely my favorite for a reason. It helps evolve humanity. And anything dark and heavy, people don't want to look at. But people with strong Pluto are like, I'm going to make people look at this shit. In a very respectful way, of course.
Right.
But we're here to make people look at the shadow. So one more thing to add. I mean, there's so many things, but Pluto rules degeneration process. It's the degeneration and then the regeneration. So Pluto's transits, when things pass over Pluto, that planet degenerates. And then when it starts leaving, it regenerates. So if you think about that concentration of energy, Plutonian rays degenerate and then regenerate. It's literally like the phoenix, death and rebirth. So whatever passes over the planet Pluto, there is a degeneration process happening and then a regeneration. You'll notice when the moon passes over Pluto once a month, you will feel that you are, what is that word for backpedaling? De-evolving.
Okay.
You will feel that you are backpedaling and you're taking 10 steps back in your healing journey, but that's there to bring up subconscious fears that are still in your subconscious for you to look at them. And then when the moon passes through Pluto, you can then make it conscious and you can work through it. So every single planet that passes over Pluto, again, remember, there's a degeneration process and then a regeneration process. So you have Pluto almost conjunct your south node of the moon. I would research that for sure. So there's something related to the past that you need to resolve in this life. Because south node, is the past. It's the portal to the past. So your power has a key role in your evolutionary path. And it's your pars fortune, so it's your lot in life, it's your luck, is in the same house. So notice you have Pluto retrograde in your 6th house. And Pluto, again, 14, 23 years transit, so it's going to be there a lot longer still. When it passes over your 6th house, what do you think's going on? There's degeneration of your health, and then there's a regeneration going on in your health, in the way you're of service, small pets, your routines are evolving. So all these things related to the 6th house, you're going through a degeneration process and a regeneration process.
Okay.
So I will leave it at that.
Okay.
And I'm going to stop the recording.